Have you ever walked into a room and noticed that people instinctively look your way? Not because you're loud or dressed to impress, but because something about you draws attention without effort. That quiet power, that invisible pull. It could be a sign that your aura is strong. Your aura isn't just a mystical concept. It's the energy you naturally project through your presence, your mindset, your emotional stability, and how aligned you are with your inner self. People with a strong aura don't need to speak loudly to be heard. They don't need to boast to be respected. Their energy alone creates impact. One of the clearest signs of a powerful aura is a commanding presence. When you enter a space, you don't blend in, you shift the atmosphere. People become more alert, more respectful, more drawn in. There's something in your posture, your eyes, your silence that makes others take you seriously. It's not about intimidation, but a calm confidence that can't be ignored. Another strong indicator is emotional stability. You're not quick to anger, not easily panicked, and don't get lost in drama. Instead, you stay grounded even when situations get chaotic. Your reactions are measured, not impulsive. This sense of control, of being emotionally centered, makes others feel safe around you, and it makes your aura feel unshakable. You also radiate self-assurance without arrogance. People with strong auras don't chase validation. They know who they are and what they stand for. That inner certainty naturally commands respect. They don't try to prove their worth, they simply live in alignment with it. And in a world where insecurity is loud, quiet confidence is magnetic. Another key trait is clear boundaries. You protect your peace. You say no when needed. You don't allow others to guilt trip or manipulate you. This is not about being cold or distant, it's about respecting your own energy. When people know you don't tolerate toxic behavior, they either step up or step away. What's fascinating is that many people with strong auras didn't always have them. Their energy was forged through pain, lessons, and healing. They were once broken, but they chose to rebuild. And in doing so, they became grounded, aware, and radiant. Their scars didn't make them bitter, they made them wise. They don't hold grudges. They don't seek pity. Instead, they transform their past into inner strength. And because of that, their presence inspires others to do the same. So if people naturally turn to you for calm, if your silence carries weight, and if you feel less affected by chaos around you, your aura might be more powerful than you think. And that's just the beginning. A strong aura is not just about what others feel around you, it's about what you feel within yourself. It's the result of inner alignment when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all synchronized with your values. When that alignment exists, your presence becomes focused, intentional, and deeply influential. One of the clearest signs of inner alignment is emotional clarity. People with powerful auras don't get lost in emotional confusion. When they feel anger, sadness, or joy, they acknowledge it without letting it control them. They can sit with discomfort without running from it. This gives them an inner strength that feels calm, yet unshakable. That clarity also means they're less reactive. While others may spiral over small problems or overthink every interaction, a strong aura person maintains perspective. They don't rush to judgment or decisions. Instead, they observe, understand, and choose how to respond. This self-control is rare and it's powerful. Another core element is purpose-driven behavior. People with strong auras don't just exist, they live with direction. Their choices aren't based on trends or pressure, but on their own truth. This creates consistency in how they speak, act, and carry themselves. And when someone lives that way, their energy becomes unmistakable. It feels real, stable, and trustworthy. They also embody authenticity. They don't try to fit in or pretend to be someone they're not. They accept their strengths and their flaws, and that honesty makes them magnetic. In a world full of filters, illusions, and performance, authenticity shines like a light, and people naturally gather around it. Another subtle but powerful trait: selective energy exchange. People with strong auras are careful with where they place their time and attention. They don't waste energy on gossip, drama, or proving points. They listen more than they speak. When they do speak, their words carry intention. That makes every interaction feel meaningful. Their silence is also powerful. They don't always need to speak to lead. Sometimes their calm observation, the way they hold eye contact, or the way they stay composed when others panic, that speaks volumes. It shows self-mastery. And finally, they're deeply grounded in their identity. They've spent time understanding who they are, not who they were told to be. They've asked hard questions, faced hard truths, and come out with clarity. This depth is what fuels their aura. You don't need to chase attention or approval to build a powerful aura. You build it by knowing yourself, healing what needs healing, and standing firm in what matters. Because when your inner world is steady, your outer energy becomes undeniable. And the more you stay in alignment with your values, the stronger your presence becomes, not just in what people see, but in how they feel when they're around you. When your aura is strong, you don't need to prove yourself, your energy does it for you. It's not about domination or control. It's about the quiet strength you carry that makes others feel safe, seen, or even inspired in your presence. That kind of aura is built through intentional habits and deep self-awareness. One major trait is emotional independence. People with powerful auras don't rely on others to regulate how they feel. They don't expect others to make them happy, validate them, or calm them down. Their sense of emotional security comes from within. That inner stability is magnetic. It makes people trust them even if they don't fully understand why. Another key trait is energetic awareness. They are sensitive to the energy around them but not controlled by it. They can walk into a chaotic room and not absorb the chaos. Instead, they bring grounding energy with them. It's like a tree in the wind, strong, centered, rooted. You'll also notice that people with strong auras are often great listeners. They don't listen just to reply, they listen to understand. When they give you attention, it feels full and present. They aren't distracted. Their focus is a gift and people feel valued because of it. These individuals also practice emotional boundaries. They know what is theirs to carry and what isn't. If someone projects anger, fear, or negativity onto them, they don't internalize it. Instead, they observe it with clarity and protect their peace. This allows them to stay calm even in emotionally intense situations. You may find them naturally drawn to solitude. Not because they dislike people, but because solitude recharges their power. They reflect often, journal, meditate, or simply sit in silence. This is where they process their experiences, reconnect with themselves, and align with their core. They are also deeply intentional. Nothing they do is random. Whether it's the people they connect with, the words they speak, or the actions they take, it's all grounded in purpose. This makes them seem focused even if they're quiet. Their presence has direction even in stillness. One more sign? They elevate others. People with strong auras don't try to dim anyone's light. In fact, they encourage others to grow, heal, and become better. Their energy lifts, not competes. That generosity of spirit is rare and deeply felt. And perhaps most importantly, they've made peace with their past. Their power doesn't come from perfection but from healing. They've looked into their darkness and transformed it into wisdom. That journey gives their aura depth, compassion, and grace. If you recognize these qualities in yourself, protect them. If you're working on them, keep going. The world doesn't need louder people, it needs more people whose presence brings calm, clarity, and truth. Because in the end, your aura isn't about attention, it's about impact. Silent, powerful, lasting. A truly powerful aura doesn't shout. It resonates. It lingers long after you've left the room. That's the mark of someone who has done the inner work. Someone whose energy speaks even when their mouth is silent. And as you continue walking this path, more signs begin to surface, subtle yet undeniable. One sign is your intuition becomes sharper. You begin sensing things before they happen. You can read the room quickly, understand people's hidden motives, and trust your gut with confidence. This isn't supernatural. It's what happens when your mind is clear and your emotions are aligned. A strong aura reflects this inner clarity. You also develop a natural detachment from chaos. This doesn't mean you're cold or uncaring. It means you've stopped trying to control what you can't. You don't get pulled into drama, gossip, or emotional turbulence. You observe, you understand, but you don't participate. That level of control gives your presence a peaceful, almost untouchable vibe. Another sign? People feel healed by you. They open up to you without even knowing why. They feel seen, heard, and understood. It's not because you fixed their problems, but because your calm presence gives them space to breathe, to reflect, and to feel safe. Your energy becomes a form of quiet medicine in a noisy world. You also inspire transformation, not by force, but by example. Your growth encourages others to look inward. You may not realize it, but people are watching how you move, how you respond, how you carry yourself. And your presence challenges them gently to rise higher, to think deeper, to become better. A strong aura also brings clarity in communication. You speak less, but your words carry weight. You choose your timing. You're not afraid of silence because your silence is filled with meaning. When you speak, people listen, not out of obligation, but out of respect. Over time, you'll notice you become highly selective about who and what you allow into your space. You no longer tolerate energy that drains or disrespects you. not out of ego but out of alignment. You know what you stand for, and anything that doesn't match your energy simply fades from your life. And finally, your presence creates energetic ripple effects. The peace, clarity, and strength you embody subtly influence others. Without preaching, without pushing, you start shifting the spaces you enter. That is the quiet power of an aligned aura. It changes people without needing to change them. So if you've ever wondered why people stare a little longer, open up a little faster, or seem calmer around you, it's not an accident. It's your aura. It's your energy doing the talking. Continue nurturing it with reflection, boundaries, peace, purpose, and love. Your aura is not just who you are. It's the legacy you leave behind in every room, every heart, every life you touch. In a world full of noise, your silent power speaks the loudest.